Hello, and welcome back to the next episode in our Stalker playthrough. And we're going to be doing something a little bit different with this episode today. As you can probably tell from the title, I actually lost the run in this episode. And the audio was a little bit bad, so I figured we could take this opportunity to, kind of analyze and see what went wrong and what we could have done differently and kind of use it as a learning experience. So, this is current Jetwire speaking, and we are currently on our way back to Bleak Inlet, because our intention in this episode is to go do the Tails Bunker. But things go terribly wrong, unfortunately. I won't spoil exactly what happened, but yeah, it's not a good time. So, just making our way through this cave here. Because we should be getting an Aurora tonight. We just repaired the radio tower in Forlorn Muskeg. We took care of the Cougar yesterday. So, the goal is to go to the other side of the cave and, go into the Tails Bunker to start the Tails. And up the climbing wall. There we are. And we're just gonna keep on going. We're nice and light, so that's good. We have time to, we have room in our bag for everything from the Tails Bunker. That's good. Just looking around, I think I'm looking to see if I missed any coal or anything at all. Right, so here we are at the other entrance. Gonna put that out. I forgot our bedroll at the other, so we're just gonna pass time. We're gonna wait for the Aurora to start. So pass some more time. It should be happening really, really soon. All right. And outside we go. So we have an Aurora. That's good. That's what we want, to be able to get into the Tails Bunker. And I don't know if you heard that or not, but that was a Cougar. So here I start kind of questioning all my life choices, because we just killed the Cougar yesterday. And I'm hearing a Cougar, so I keep going, and I'm kind of wondering what's going on. Like, I'm wondering if it's a sound bug, if there's actually a Cougar there, and I'm not really familiar with all the spawns either in Bleak Inlet, so I was almost wondering if it was a different one and we were just hearing it. Because they are very loud and you can hear them from very far away. So I'm looking for it and I don't really see it. Still don't really see it. And at this point, it becomes aware to me that the Cougar did respawn in 24 hours. So and at this point, I kind of suffered from some paralysis. Very big mistake. So yeah, we got mauled by the Cougar and we got severe lacerations. So what should have happened is I should have, like I said, I was kind of off because I thought it was an audio bug, quite honestly. I was like, because we just killed this thing yesterday. There's no way it's back already. And I did actually go and look, and there is a known bug in the game right now where the Cougar respawns in 24 hours. So it was definitely there. And as soon as I heard it, I should have lit a fire. But I also wasn't sure if the fires worked against Aurora Cougars. I did check it out since this time, and yeah, the fire does work. So this situation that I got us in was unfortunately completely avoidable. So pulling back a little bit, we're going to tend to our wounds. And again, I don't know until after this video if the fire is going to work or not. So I'm trying to formulate what to do at this moment, and the plan is to essentially start pulling back. And here's the Cougar. We can see it on the hill now. And it's right on top of the tails bunker. So at this point, it's kind of like, do we go forward and try and get to the tails bunker? We did all this work for it. Or do we retreat? So if I knew that the fire would work, I probably would have kept going, and then I would have recovered in the tails bunker. But again, I didn't know that, and I didn't want to get us in another struggle. So I am going to make the decision to pull back. Yep, and here we go. We start heading back to the cave. Because we need to get somewhere safe where we can recover until the severe lacerations are gone, and then we can come back and try again. Yeah, but this was absolutely my fault. Like, not even gonna... But, you know, I'll own my mistakes. And mistakes do happen in this game. That's how you learn things. That's how you move forward, and that's how you get better. So, even though this is really sad, it's also a good learning experience, too, because I found out things I didn't know. Like, I didn't know there was a 24-hour cougar bug. I was a little bit overconfident going over there, like, yeah, we already took care of the cougar. It's not going to be a problem. But guess what? it was there. And I didn't know about the fire with the Aurora Cougar. And so really, I should have tried to do something, though, rather than standing there. But again, I was kind of dumbfounded, like, what the heck is going on right now? And I was also pretty frustrated at this point because I wasn't sure if it was a bug or if it was intentional. And if it was intentional, I was a little bit salty over that, quite honestly, just because one of the reasons why I like the Long Dark so much is that things aren't really blocked off. And at that point, it felt like, you know, the tails bunker was inaccessible to me. So it's almost like, what do I have to do? Do I have to, you know, kill the cougar and then hope I get an Aurora that night and then go into the tails bunker and then quickly loot it and then run out before it respawns the following day? Did check and confirm though, but yeah, again, that is a known bug. It is not supposed to work that way. It's actually supposed to take 15 days in Stalker to respawn. Unfortunately, that's not what happened here, though. And again, it was completely unavoidable if I hadn't just stood there like, what's going on? Oh my god. But that's what I did. So, kind of heading back. I'm not really sure what we're going to do at this point, but we do need to take some things into consideration. We need to be able to recover. So we need food to do that, and there are cattails all over the muskeg, so we could go run around and sustain ourselves off cattails here. Not really sure that's the best option though. Whenever our health is that damaged, it's almost more comfortable to go and find an indoor location to recover. So we haven't been to Mystery Lake yet. And it's fairly close, and there should be food there in camp office, so that's kind of the plan that I'm formulating right now, is where we're going to go, what we're going to do. And I also am aware that we are going to get bleed instances with the severe lacerations. And another thing we need to kind of be aware of, too, is we need to repair our clothing, because if we get in another struggle, or we get mauled by a bear, or we get attacked by the cougar again, we're going to lose our clothing. So we also need to go somewhere that we have a good chance of finding more cloths and also cured leather. So we're going to start a fire because I was running out of torches. And we need those because we need to be in like almost like safety mode, safety mindset We can't really be getting into any struggles with any wolves or anything like that. Our health is really low. And we can't get rid of, you know, the reduction on our maximum health until the severe lacerations are cured. So, yep, gonna add some coal because we need torches. And gonna pick up our stuff. I don't think we need everything. Our hatchet would be good, though. Yeah, don't need that. Don't need to take the woodworking tools with us either. I don't know. I don't remember if I dropped them or not. So I think this is the point where I'm talking about our plan of going to Mystery Lake. To go to camp office while we recover, and then we can come back and we can try again. But yeah, we have one piece of cloth. We have no cured leather, so we need to do something. We do have a spare pair of mucklucks, but that doesn't mean we want to be... I mean, those are all the way back in, you know, the far territories, so... Or were they? Or were they in Broken Railroad? They might be, but regardless, I mean, we don't want to just be throwing away really good clothing like that. So yes, stuff needs to be repaired. We need somewhere with food and a safe location for us to recover from these severe lacerations. Oh, yep, more torches. Let's keep going. And we do still have an Aurora as well, so we're not going to risk going out in that. I mean, we could risk it, but it's not a good idea. I tend to play more cautiously. I know there's a lot of people that would go out there in this situation and just be like, yeah, I'm going to camp office. And that's what I'm going to do, and we're going to do it right now. But I am not one of those people. But yeah, we have lots of torches. We're going to start breaking some down. We don't need quite that many. We do need more than normal. And we have 70 hours to recover from the severe lacerations. Now, we do need to be really careful whenever we have severe lacerations, because like I was saying earlier, you will get reoccurring instances of blood loss. And blood loss can be... Blood loss is going to do damage very, very quickly. It does it takes away 30% of your condition per hour. And I don't think we even have 30% to stand on right now. So losing all of our condition, you know, we would pretty much be dead in an hour. If we sleep or pass time or anything like that. So we have to be really, really careful. Yeah, eating the last of our cattails, or at least a few of them. Yeah, just eat that last one. It's fine. Get a nice drink of water. And then here's where we have to be careful, because we do need to sleep to recover some condition, and our fatigue's really low. So we need to be really careful about how we're sleeping and how long we're sleeping. All right, so no instances of blood loss. Yeah, we need more bandages. That's a must. Because we're going to have lots of bleeds to deal with. Our poor clothing. Shredded. Okay, gonna sleep for another hour. Yep. So... Yep. Just sleeping very, very carefully. We go and check. And the thing is, whenever you get another instance of bleeds with severe lacerations, the game doesn't tell you either. So you don't get a pop-up like you do if you get a sprain or, you know, hypothermia risk or something like that. The screen just goes red for a second. So this is why I am like religiously checking our status screen. Yep. So we've slept. Still have severe lacerations. I sleep for another hour. Yep, one more hour. We didn't have any bleeds, so we should have been good. Okay, no bleeds. Alright, still no bleeds. So we're doing pretty good so far. Okay, still no bleeds. Okay, it seems like it's light enough out, so I guess we're gonna try and sleep a little bit more. Okay, and there's a bleed. And infection risk. So we have that all taken care of. And now, that bleed opened while we were sleeping, so we lost even more of our health there. But I think we're gonna try and make our way to Mystery Lake at this point. Could have dropped the woodworking tools, but that's fine. Don't need to nitpick. Alright, yeah, and just carry a flare, just to be extra safe. We have them, we might as well use them. What did we forget that we needed? I don't know. Apparently we forgot something, though. Or we're just grabbing Old Man's Beard. That's probably a good idea. Could definitely use some more of those. Okay, are we gonna go back in and craft that? And it seems like the plan. What are we doing? Don't need the pelt. Don't need that. Or that. Or... really don't need all that. So if we were coming back, that would have been fine. And we kind of needed to be a little bit lighter at the moment. So it was a decision I made, and it's a decision that I do not agree with in hindsight. Alright, more Old Man's Beard. Yeah, grab that up. You're gonna need that. Amazing. Cast jet wire. Alright, and off we go. To camp office. There's more Old Man's Beard there. Probably could have stood to grab that, but I don't know if I even saw it. I was a little bit distracted. And honestly, I was a bit frustrated at this point, because... again, we did all that work to go and kill the Cougar, so it wouldn't be a problem, and then... we encountered a bug. And it was just frustrating. And it still is kind of frustrating. I already don't really enjoy Cougar 2.0, to be honest. I think there's quite a few issues with it, and there's a few mechanics that I don't like. I won't really get into that right now, though, but yeah, I was a little bit, a little disgruntled over everything. Yeah. Don't need to fall through ice right now. That would have... that would have stunk. Okay, we have a wolf and another wolf. Just gonna walk around the edge here and make our way to Mystery Lake. Yeah, I gotta deal with these wolves. There we go, there's one down. Then we have this guy who's like gunning right for us. Just did a fancy little sidestep there. Jeez, there are so many wolves in Stalker. Like, that's excessive. There's like, what, 5, 6 right in that little area there? Okay, got that guy. Jeez, all these wolves are trying to run like right for us. And that's a little scary whenever we have such low health. Because I have had it happen before where they're fleeing like that and you get too close to them and it initiates a struggle. So we really don't want that to happen. We get into struggle, it's pretty much, that's it. Good game. It's over. Alright, I missed. I need to practice shooting from the hip. I used to be really good at it. There's a lot of things I used to be really good at. And then it's like I kind of stopped doing it. In this game, like things like the shooting skill and the bow skill, it's almost like if you don't use it, you lose it. And that's kind of what happened to me. Here's some more old man's beard. Should grab that. We're gonna need a lot. And I'm sure we'll find antiseptic and camp office too, so it's not like mission critical. Blech, I can speak. Mission critical or anything like that, but it is important. Alright, so keep on moving, heading to camp office. We should be alright from here on out. I think because we had that high concentration of wolves there, we're not going to have wolves up on this hill. I mean, never say never, but I don't think so. So just gonna keep on moving. We do need to make it to camp office sooner rather than later. Alright, and yeah, no wolves up here on the hill, so we're free and clear to head into the train tunnel and make our way to Mystery Lake. Now, I know this bear does come much closer to the Mystery Lake transition now than it used to. the poacher's camp bear that's like on the island across from it. So we do got to keep an eye out for that guy, but don't see him, don't hear him, so we should be in the clear. All right, so we're getting ourselves a new torch. That's good. All right, and we have made it to Mystery Lake. So, tough part down. Now we just need to make it to camp office, and it's not far from here, so hopefully that shouldn't be too much of an issue. I mean, camp office or the tails bunker, or not the tails bunker, but the prepper cache would be a good idea. And if the prepper cache is full, it's probably even a better idea than camp office, because there will be, no matter which one it is, there will be a good amount of food there for us to kind of recover. So that way we don't have to go out looking for food. All right, so keep on going. So slow. I really need to work on my weight management. I would say that's another thing too. I need to learn, like, I understand like transporting things, but if I have the full intention of going back somewhere, like we probably needed our gun and the hatchet, and we would have been fine probably with just that. I understand the saplings, though, because I think I was intending to make the sled. So it kind of makes sense to bring them over here to camp office, especially if we're going to be recovering here for a while. Just to let them cure, and there's also a workbench here, too. But onwards to camp office. We're making it, slowly but surely. Almost there. Just need to go around this last little corner and walk down the hill towards the lake, and we're there. Fingers crossed for food. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what we were looking for. We were checking for something, apparently. I don't remember what. I think I was checking for fishing tackle. Because fishing would be a good thing to do. Because we're still kind of awake. We can cancel out of that if we see our health starts draining. Okay. Painkillers and a whole lot of nothing. There's a skillet. We needed that. Cooking pot. I meant to pick up the cooking pot, not throw the torch against the wall. I very irately. Yep, flour. And some broth. Those are all good finds. And then pork and beans. Nothing there. We have our bag of potatoes. Nothing there. There's some salt. That'll be helpful. Or it would be. Right, new torch and upstairs. Here's a book and a mag lens. Ragged work pants. Alright. Bedroll that badly needs repaired. Here's some ketchup chips. A hockey jersey. I don't remember if we pick up that note or not. We might. Okay, moving the bedroll. Which is something I normally do. I normally put it down here. Okay, there's our ruined torch. And now we can drop stuff. Yeah, like drop that. Ender saplings and a whole bunch of stuff. Little mag lens up on the counter. Okay. It's very interesting to watch yourself play because you're kind of like, why am I doing this? Or at least for me, I'm like, why? What is the logic here? There's a wolf out there. Okay, I guess we're gonna go up to the prepper cache and hope for food. There wasn't a whole lot there in camp office. There was some. New torch, and onwards. So we're going to be going up to the prepper cache the back way. Which means we're going to be following this big rock right here until we see the hill kind of cut up. Right at the end of this rock. And it is a little bit of a walk. It's longer than you think it is. It's a really big rock. Okay. Doing good so far. Oh, sprained wrist. Whoopsie. Okay, here's our rock. So we just walk right up this hill here. Go all the way up to the ridge, and then we're gonna follow the ridge. And we're gonna start a fire. Probably because we need more torches. This is our last torch. Okay, another torch. We are tired. Yeah, so we're gonna cut across this big open cave here, the top of it, and head to the birch bark trees. And you can pretty much pick your way across this however you really want to. Yeah, like we're veering off and we're gonna go up this hill here. That's fine. Whatever way you think is easiest. There's some bunnies. And we got some birch bark, which is a really good find. We're gonna need that right now. Yep, run a little bit. That's fine. And does it have stuff? It has stuff. So that's great. We have a really nice place to recover. Have lots of clothes, lots of food. Yeah, just pick up the food right now. You don't need everything. Yeah, energy bar. There's a revolver. Don't really need that though. Okay, and then we have a bunch of water and some crackers. Things are looking up. Just looking back there. I'm pretty sure there's a safe back there in the corner. Alright, we have this bed. Oh, wanted the chips. Didn't want to break down the pillow. Alright, yeah. Just gonna eat some of these airline meals. Hope for the best. If it's over 25%, it should be fairly safe outside of like a select few items. There are a few items that as soon as they start to get below 75%, you want to be really careful. Okay, slept for an hour. Check for a bleed. We do not have a bleed. Okay. Gonna harvest and repair some things. Our clothing is a disaster at the moment. Alright. Good to go. Oh, yeah, our pants are awful. We still don't have much cloth, though. Yeah, break that. Should have grabbed some curtains from camp office. Gonna check those out, I guess. 75. That's pretty decent. Okay, breaking down torches. Another airline meal. We need some water, but we have plenty of water. Okay. Get our climbing socks all good to go. I'm not sure why we still have the hockey jersey, but we do. Okay, and now we're gonna try and sleep. Okay, sleep some more. "48 hours. Okay, and we had another instance of blood loss. Which isn't good. Like I said, our health is really low, so we need to be careful. Yeah, need to make the rest of this old man's beard. Just do that. Yeah, fishing tackle. Just trying to find stuff to do. We just have to be really careful of passing time. And there's another Aurora. Get some water. Gonna eat some chips. Alright, and sleep for another hour. Okay. One more hour. One more. Alright, we don't have any more instance of blood loss. Alright. We do need more cloth. I think there was another thing. Yeah, right there. Let's grab that. Okay, bed. Yeah, we're gonna repair those. And we don't have any leather for our mucklucks or our jacket. Or our aviator cap. So I guess we're gonna sleep for another hour. And, I mean, we're getting really close to where the mistake happens. And it was such a minor mistake. And I think it was me not really understanding the timing and everything with how the severe lacerations really work. So I'll explain a little bit better once it actually happens. So, yeah, we're gonna wait a bunch. I'm gonna wait some more. Okay, check our status tab, and there's blood loss right there. Okay. All right, our health is really low now. So if we get another instance of blood loss and don't catch it like immediately, yeah. Three, 4, 5. Get a drink of water. Okay, we have 30 hours left. Two. So we're just passing time because I'm trying to keep an eye out for bleeds. Okay, just skipping time. And I'm getting a little bit too hasty here, and that's the problem. Yep, and then sleep for an hour. And that's it. So yeah, again, the issue was me not really understanding how the timing of the blood loss works. And I'll explain it to you guys now so you know for your own runs. And I also know now. So a bleed instance is going to happen every 12 hours. So pretty much you have to be mindful at hour... It starts with 72 hours, so you got to watch at hour 60, at hour 48, at hour 36, at hour 24, and at hour 12. You'll get an instance of blood loss. So you really have to count. I wouldn't recommend really sleeping, you know, between those gaps either, and still keeping an eye on things. The wiki and everything I've researched is a little bit obscure as to if you can get additional bleeds to that, but your main bleeds are going to happen every 12 hours. And that was the problem here. And that was my mistake here is I didn't, like I said, I don't think I really understood that. And I didn't cheat death. I've been playing for a long time, and the game's always been permadeath to me. And I feel like it should be a permadeath experience. I'm a permadeath purist. Yeah, and I mean, if you want to use cheat deaths, all the power to you, but it's, again, just as a personal choice, it's just not for me. But yeah, that's how we lost the run, or I lost the run, unfortunately. As far as a new series coming, I don't really know when that's going to be. I am going to start another Stalker run. And I do apologize to everyone as well who had really been enjoying this run. I had really been enjoying it as well, and I was really disappointed to lose it. But again, mistakes happen. We all make mistakes. And we learn from them. So, but yep, I think that's going to be it for this. Once I figure out what I'm doing with the next Stalker run, I'll go ahead and make a post about it. But until then, see you next time. Bye-bye.